Let's get it done there with.
All good? You want to put it in the middle? Okay, good morning. Nhớ trong giá sinh đó nè. Và cho ý chồng cái nâng cái trả, ý chồng cứ tí nâng trả phong như, cho một phong như lâu. Cho rùa dê là một ý chồng nọ chồng chứ, thì ý chồng phong chồng như sẽ đờ. Và nó nọ, để sẽ đờ chồng mua lũ chữ xanh, càng để lũ chạy lũ nhông tuần cho bê công. Xin kiến nâng lũ celebration of life, và tù nụ thi ọ trong nó nọ. Nó nọ, thì bê và mua công trình trong tòa church ở thiên là chỉ dùng lý do và chơi ham gì most likely là bị chiến hành sư dùng xe và này sẽ là chừng chỉ lưu chờ tua cho bé công cú yêu và trong chứ nó nọ cú yêu cho bé trong thời kỳ chuyện đó trong the family session đó nó bên trên mua cái bé hồi trong đó chỉ nó đó cá lớn chơi nó chỉ là mà đi tất cả tua cho bé công thế mà dùng xe thia và cho và bé chiến hành là một trò cho phong cho dư ít tiền tua đấy tua cho một phao như lâu cho đá lâu sẽ đào vào tua đấy tua cho bé cũng nó cho ta chỉ ra sinh đó là thiệt vấn đề sẽ cho người tàu đó cái cũng chơi cái nó cho family session xin nó chỉ là bé bỏ tàu hay tiền kia là vấn đề cho lúc kia tên là nó tàu xa cho lúc xong cũng chơi cái tiền kia lúc này tiền kia là vấn đề nhỏ cho lúc kia tên nó tiền kia là touch tàu lần tàu tụ lúc này tiền kia lúc này tàu xa cho lúc xong nó bé trong lần tàu tụ bé vừa bỏ tiền kia ít nhiều chỗ mua ít lì ở lì ít chia bao tiền kia là tàu能够bé cho xong chứ sáng lì cũng vậy cũng bao tiền kia tí thầu cũng sáng sự lo chỉ cũng bao tiền kia tàu lì roughly thời giờ bao cá hậu lò thứ gì bao lì bao cho tàu lúc xong thế ta chỉ mà tiền kia bé nhưng qua lúc này nhau hoàn tu chung nếu chia mấy thu hai đôi cua thì cũng mà này bỏ yêu kia có tiền ta này cháu lên đầu tôi bỏ yêu kia thế à đây tôi bỏ thế à cũng mà cũng bỏ yêu kia đó chỉ lấy chia hai đôi cũng lên đầu thì cũng biết tú cũng bỏ yêu kia có tiền thế đó đó chỉ bé lo ok lo ya tiền kia lúc này xa chỗ lúc xong nó cũng chơi thì tiền kia mua đó tụ phong yêu mua tàu tụ rồi chơi tàu tụ vậy à tây mi tụ mi nhựa tây sang sang từ tây kiểu tây tiวันรอจริงเกี่ยววันนึงที่ฉันหูนอไปว่าหล่อนนอเจนึงท่าจีจ้าจริงเกี่ยวรุ่นนึงชื่อเซ็งย่อจะคือจะตีจอนตัวจะเจที่จริงเกี่ยวรู้จัวรู้ยี่ว่าจริงเกี่ยวมัวว่าจะมีตัวมีนัวส่วนนึงตัวตัวยาละหายลูเขียจ้ารุ่นนึงจะจ้ารู้ชัวจ้าจริงเกี่ยวตัวเกี่ยวว่าอีหลังสีอีหลังพงยือีหลังตัวเจอีหลังว่า lần sĩ rồi sợ đời, nu nó,วันที่ไปเอาปีเทียหูเsợ đời là một hai luồng đó nó chơi vào,หูchoไปถอดว่าชื่อว่าชื่อชมไม่ใช่เจ้าตัวหูเจ๊ไปมาลีหาปีหมู่น่าแค่ว่าชื่อว่าแต่งตัวไปว่าก็ชอบว่าก็ต้องชอบไปแต่ที่ไปเช่นนึงตาตอนชี้ตัวเจ๊นี่ว่าเชื่อชอบเลยนอนหลับไปว่าก็ชอบเตี้ยตัวไปเช่นนึงส่วนนึงส่วนตู้นอเนาะที่มัวรู้จอดตัวตากี่ชั้นตอนนั้นเนาะbây giờ xe của nó có tổ chức tiền rồi, thua lưng thua tụ, thua thua chờ chỉ một kiến nhiều xuyên thập lại đó chỉ, ấy nó bây giờ là celebrate chính kiến năng luôn năng, quan niệm lúc thì và ta khi sáng đó là nó bây giờ mua cho phong cho như cho rồi cho dễ cho mình tụi mình nhiều xe rồi giờ là hai cho chính kiến luôn năng cho chính kiến ta kể lúc chùa với lần xí lần phong lần như rồi bây để mình tụi mình nhiều rồi bây lúc dễ lúc cho rồi bây giờ trên xe rồi ta khi xem đó nó họ có cho thêm cho ba thứ bố có số ya tôi chấp biếtว่าyaว่าเราเรียกว่าชื่อก็ตัวเดียเทียyaว่าก็เราก็ต้องใจตึงมัวบุญรอจะสอนสิ่งเกี่ยวรุ่นนั้นส่วนyaเขาหรือนู่นนอปีที่มัวปีตรงเชียสุเกต่อก็ลุ่มเบเอเมนโอเคถ้าเธอป้าว่าyaรอให้รู้แต่น้อยyaสิ่งเกี่ยวเช่นนั้นว่า bây giờ lon nó chân xài cho vỗ cho tu cho nhá thì cho mi tu mi yuan được chính kia thơ ban thơ ở thu vào giờ lò hai vấn đề để nó chỉ giờ này tu mua đại agenda trong này nên nó chỉ nên lò accordingly cho nó sẽ ok mà lý giải theo ở vô không cả thời giờ này chỉ nên lò thì tất cả tới giờ mở lại theo vô chuyển đường thông tới chỉ hiện giờ theo vô bà tu chỉ là dễ simply theo vô mẹ thì phòng thế nhá mình thì Thomas Jessica theo nên đừng kia nên lò cho nên nó cho lúc hiện đang trong này
Kuya Zizu Nsai Law, or the oldest child in the family. My father, he was a man of integrity. He was selfless and loyal. To me, he may not have a lot to give, but he gave the most. I'm just going to go through some memories of him that I have, being the oldest. I did feel like he loved me the most. He gave me the most, and I was the trial child. But I think I turned out pretty good. He disciplined us really well. It wasn't only just him, but he was in partnership. He was a good team with my mom, but he's the one who was not afraid to whip us with the wire clothes hanger, but that's not abuse. That's just disciplining me to be the woman I am today. So I'll just go through a list of all the memories that I have of him. The first one, I remember going to school. He would be the one who would drive all of us, dropping us off, and then coming early to pick us up from school, waiting in the parking lot. Another memory is growing up during Christmas. We always will pack up our van and spend 4 hours driving to Fresno to celebrate the Hmong New Year with all my cousins in Fresno. And this was a family tradition that we always did while growing up. In addition, due to my dad's loving and caring nature, I also remember him taking my sister Cher and I to go get tested for allergies because our eyes were always itchy. And even though Nagnuduchi understand our polemica, he still took us, and he was patient with the doctor, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what the results were, but it was the experience of going with him and him being there. We were just kids, so we didn't understand about all the medical terms. I also remember him buying us a typewriter so we know how to type. So now as an adult, I don't have to look down on my keyboard typing. I can look away and type. So that will always be a part of me. Also, we purchased our first IBM computer and logged on to the internet with the dial, the AOL dial tone at night, and I remember my sister and I would stay up late just to connect to Asian Avenue and what was it, MySpace, and we would chat at night, and the phone would never ring because we were always taking up the phone line. But my dad never yelled at us. Nếu như Hải that if you guys are online, then nobody will be able to reach us, or we won't be able to dial out. He also paid for my driver's ed. I was able to drive at 16 because he needed my help to drive my mom and all my brother and sister around. So I've been driving for a long time. Also, he purchased my first car and paid for my insurance for a very, very long time. In my adulthood, he was very supportive of all my friends and all my church leadership positions that I took, and let me be that leader to develop into just stepped up as a leader in my community. Not only that, he was a loving father when I got married. Like after I met Kong and we got married, and we found out that we're having Josiah as a first child. He was always giving me cash to go and buy whatever I was having cravings for. He always had cash on hand. And then this message is for all of you. We know that losing a loved one is something that's not easy to get over. My dad is a part of me and my personality, my values, which helped comfort me. And I believe this is true for all my brothers and sisters too. So please take time to yourself to reflect on all the fond memories of our father. If he's an uncle to you, do the same and reflect on how he imprinted on your heart. This will help you find strength and comfort and peace. Lastly, I want to say a prayer for us. Father in heaven, we thank you for the gift of our father's life. We are grateful for the time we were blessed to have him here with us on this earth, and for the love and guidance he provided us with. As we say goodbye and see you later, we ask that you watch over his spirit as he journeys home to you. May he feel your loving embrace and know the joy and peace of being reunited with you. Help us to find comfort in the memories we share with our Father and to celebrate the life that he lived. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Nói với bố công, I just want to say that Dad, his unconditional love is probably the one thing that I'll always remember about Dad. During the times that me and Mel went, our hardships, he'd always give us money, a lending hand, use his vehicles. He never talked down to us, or he would never yell at us, And that's one thing that I loved about Dad. And I wish that I had more, we had more time with him, but when it's your time to go, it's your time to go, whether you like it or not. So those are the things that I've always kept at heart, and that's pretty much all I have to say.
Grandpa is pretty loving, and it's pretty fun. Just a couple memories was he would always ask me about my haircuts, because me and him always had a buzz, and he'd always ask me if I want to eat the fish that he cooked, and most of the time I think I did. Pretty good memory was pretty recent, 2 years ago, with Uncle Thomas and Jordan. We went fishing around 7 in the morning. It's pretty fun. It's pretty sure there's a video on the slideshow that shows it. But yeah, every time I see those pictures, I want to cry. Yeah. That's it.
Hi. My name is Charlotte, and today we're all here for Grandpa, and for me, back as a child, growing up back in his house. He introduced me to new things that I knew I wouldn't like or hadn't liked before, but he wanted me to at least try them before judging it. And like with all my other cousins or his grandchildren, he had done something special with them for him to be remembered by. He loves everyone in our family and watches over all of us every day, no matter what we're time. And so with the Lord, he would be remembered by everybody and be in everyone's hearts. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18 says, "Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth." We all love him while he's gone, but he's with every single one of us, every day, forever, and always.
Okay, I'll read it. I'll read what she wrote. She says, "Nyojong Golumbe Ya Charlotte Va. Today we are here in the living memories of our grandfather, or some people see him as Nkias Hyung, back as a child growing in California in Grandpa's house. He introduced me to new things that I knew I wouldn't like or haven't liked before, but he wanted me to at least try them before judging it, like with all my other cousins or his grandchildren. He has done something special with them for him to be remembered by. He loves everyone in our family, and we all love him, even so that he is gone. Even though he is gone, he watches over all of us every day, no matter where or time. And so, well, the Lord, he will be remembered by everyone and be in everyone's hearts. In 1 John chapter 3, verse 8 says, "Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth." We all love him while he is gone, but he is with every single one of us every day, forever, and always.
Hi, my name is Bridget, and I will miss Grandpa calling me my princess.
Cô yêu mà là cô yêu tình sai theo cô có tao cái quả cả chị cô để con lúc con chạy quả tao có lúc mà thôi birthday này đâu cô thế tôi nói có tất cả ngoài ra đây cũng chỉ nói có tất cả cũng chỉ sao cả thế có một phần đó cô có tất cả nữa nó cứ mà nó cứ tất cả That was my last time cooking for my dad. Why did he want to go chạy tao?
ở trong này cũng này tụi vào thì cũng để phụ chuyển nữa và còn đào chế cho nên tôi cho gì thế nhỉ cái họ tao chạy cái lần thôi nhỉ thì chỉ cần nhớ là phụ bề mình sau đó là chỉ mua tao mua và mua chế họ chỉ tao nhớ thật chua chỉ mua thật chua chỉ cái bụi nhớ ấy tôi trong đó rồi còn tao chỉ cái thế nhỉ vì còn đỡ ít thêm mua ít từ rồi thì ít trong set up lại đi nhà chỉ muốn tu thì ít chỉnh chọn cái khó chân gì rồi từ tu họ nói gì vậy họ cũng cho thì họ thì cũng gì họ tu năng dùng sự họ tu là người sai họ dùng sự bây cho mình nhỏ thì chỉ có họ có những trong cơ đó mà bắt đầu chỉ là chỉ可能有好种有到啊，这几摆了，只包的被那被叫那不么一度晒我被只看到，那晓得的哦，被人用么被人用也只的，被人些用些打也只，但嘛被叫那那叫个不么本事我也叫也只，就真能听我到也只的。除了họ là chủ xe đạp thì xe dùng chỉ cho kèm luôn nu chỉ muốn nhớ là chỉ cho kèm luôn nu giờ chỉ cho mình nhỏ thế chỉ trên này để lo để dùng xe thì cũng to là và chỉ ít tụi mình nhỏ nó chú dùng bộ lý cho nó chú thì tao sẽ xe này giờ hiện đấy này tao còn nằm inside outside thôi, nên cho nên có xe nên chủ cho chủ nên có chả nó chủ nhân cho chủ đấy nè, tắm mà còn hay sai chỉ muốn nó chủ á, chỉ số xe, chỉ mới cho tính này là chỉ lấy những chỉ dùng là vô nó vô chủ bị chả chỉ là tiền là phế, lấy dùng thâu chè là vô chỉ tàu họ luyện đời, bây giờ trong của mà của nhân trong chè, của chỉ là tính nó dùng sai khó dùng有么一个种都很重了，最多到是什么一波都有点啥，去通这去到的，就直接这给这种人，我没看到很多事，我知。
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm the second grandchild. I'll be recalling some of the memories I have with my grandpa. I remember when I was a kid, he would always make me and my cousins magic turkey, and he would always feed us. And while we would wait for him to feed us, we would always see which one of us would have the first bite. Something that's funny to me, and that I will always remember, is when I was in middle school, he would always pick me up from school. And I would get confused where he was because I don't know how to communicate in moment much, but I would understand him. And for those who didn't know him, he was very bright man and always very open-hearted. He was sweet, kind, caring, generous, and very loving. He loved his kids and his grandchildren very much.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little different because you guys been having the girl come up first. So Cher say, I come up first. So go Malihai one day. So, nhớ rộng sinh gió thế ở chỗ đó này sẽ đợi cô này cô tua công bê nó này cô muốn này sẽ chính chính cho trẻ cô họ tua công bê và nó bê chuyện này cô công trình cho bê chỉ luôn này để tháo vào chú phòng công phòng hông đó này sẽ đợi cái này anh chị cái nó anh nhau rộng thêm một cái thái yên sức nó giờ inu rộng xe theo inu họ tu xe rộng xe mà bây giờ họ tồn chỉ cho cứ ti cho nên trà thế cho phong cho dư cho nhau đấy thế cho nhau dễ họ tu xía nó mà giờ vì bây giờ này cô họ tồn chỉ cái cho nhẹ cái quân rồi bây giờ thì tôi nhau cái nó ở chỗ đi cha lon lúc nào cũng có share or mỗi họ kia cho nên bảo vợ cô cờ tồn để cô nhận chi hoặc cô chi tôi mua cô xí hợp của tôi cờ là cô chi cú rong xe và cú chỉ cho và cú chỉ tu vào cú chỉ hay lên chỉ rong cú lúc cú tại cú là sáng đầu là cú chỉ yên lúc cú giờ đi người cho mình tu mình nhỏ cái cú và cú chỉ cho cú nhỏ to thầu cú chỉ cú kia thằng đó mà đá lô phòng ở đá lô Thomas ở nhân đó cú chỉ họ kia tới còn chế lù đâu cú nay chỉ nó tạo là hết, tại vì cũng mà đi họ kia. You might hear a little different version, but it's the same thing because Cher just shared the clip with me yesterday, or this morning actually, and it's the same thing of what I'm gonna say today too, but it's just a little bit different. Cũng chỉ họ kia đâu đào Thomas cũng chỉ hay nó, giờ này show tàu thế ô tàu trở lại cũng hay, này có chỗ xí lu thế này lu marriage của bạn mình. Cái cũng chỉ hay nó hạt địa, tu chỉ nên có chủ đi mua, tu bao nhiêu có chủ lan chế, cái cũng chỉ địa, cái xả chứ còn nó giờ lấy trả. So I think about it too. Cũng như xả ya cũng chỉ hay, và cũng chỉ những cái luôn chế luôn after that she cũng xả, so cũng xả ya cũng đi mua, and that means share, cũng bao nhiêu có chủ bọc cái, so that means that share cái tổ tụ cái tệ quá. Maybe that's what my dad is trying to imply, because if you bỏ kế rồi thì you should don't make too của tệ cho của kế. Thì that means you should bỏ cho lan chế cho chuyện nó là gì, you để của mà tỏ đấy gì, thì cũng you tụ nó thì cũng should tao tụ này tệ tụ nữ ấy thì đi. But that's just my interpretation. Cũng sao thì cũng chỉ lo luôn cũng chỉ mua kia ở nơi thì you lên đó thì you should tao shit tụ tệ shit ba quá. But no, that's not it. Cứ chỉ mà lấy khéo luôn chế luôn thì từ chính này có chủ tàu đi mua. That implies that cứ có chủ mua đến đâu khen đến đâu đấy này chỉ có chỉ chủ hai khéo thì để chỉ mua hậu lử là mua khát từ cho là mua sai tới bao nhiêu, or just don't have that wandering eye. Vì thế you như mua you từ bao nhiêu nhớ được chế rong câu là, they don't do that. And the same thing từ bao nhiêu là có chủ lan dê mua họ lười là mua khá tư là chỉ cho là lòng tê chỉ nên có hai lù dìa yêu or yêu kê, so cũng chỉ cho lù cũng chỉ mua hai khi đó Thomas vậy mua chén chỉ cho lù là nhiều lù cũ ấy cũng thấu cũng chỉ cho cũng chỉ vậy mua ít lù cho lù khi đó cũng thấu cũng chỉ nhớ là hôm một thế cái cũng chỉ cho lù nhiều lù cũ. cũng mà compare cụ chỉ hay tu nền chân nhân chơi một chữ gì vì đi cha họ cụ chỉ cho lu cụ chỉ một khi đó là cái gì so think deep so xa to thế so to họ cụ chỉ mỗi đó cho lu nào cụ cứ một xa chữ chỉ cho cụ xa chữ chỉ đời đi cụ chỉ xa cụ giờ ít tu cỡ tới cỡ chơi kinh chơi sẽ cha cụ chỉ cỡ tới chỉ xem một cụ là cụ chỉ chừng xa tổ tên nó chừng deep cha cụ nè so cụ chỉ giờ ít tu nền chơi nền chơi ai cụ chỉ cho ai cụ trong xe là cụ chỉ tu vào ai họ cơ nào cụ sao mua đồ encourage base đó. I know that from now on, every day when we come back home, our house is gonna feel empty because we're gonna miss one person. I know I'm gonna miss that small conversation. Dad always come talk to me. But let's remember, this is not a goodbye, but simply just say, see you soon, because one day we will see him in heaven.
Do I have to go now? Oh. Hi, I'm Jordan, Nkias Neeb's first grandson. Grandpa was a great person. He was someone who cared for others, lifted everyone up with a smile, and loved his family. With Grandma, they somehow found the way to raise 9 children. It's a miracle that everyone, both near and far, were able to come here in this time of tragedy. However, it's also a time of happiness as we come together to celebrate the life that he lived. One thing I regret not doing was getting to know him better. I always enjoyed his company, but I never spent the time to fully get to know him. There was a language barrier that we couldn't overcome, as I couldn't speak Hmong, and he couldn't speak much English. But nevertheless, he loved me for me. Steph made me realize that I need to spend more time with people while they're still here. It also made me realize that I can't do the same with Grandma. I need to get to know her, I need to learn Hmong, and I need to make sure that, at the very least, I can have at least one good conversation with her before she eventually goes as well. I wasn't the grandson that I needed to be, but he still loved me regardless. May I learn to love others the way Grandpa did. All right, you're up, go.
I apologize for my terrible Hmong pronunciations, but I'm the 5th grandchild. Grandpa was a beloved and loving man. I hope he knows that I love him despite the fact that I didn't show it that often. Even though I don't recall many memories of Grandpa, I still remember when I was younger, he would always call me and my cousins his princess. And although we had a large language barrier, I'm grateful for all the tiny conversations we had, even if it was just a simple nyajong. He fought a great fight, and I'm really glad that he could spend his last moments seeing everybody he loves. And I'm glad that I got to be his granddaughter.
Hello, Nyajong. This is my little family, but I wrote something, so I'm just going to read off of it. The world's a little bit colder since my dad's departure, but the world's a lot warmer because it got to embrace his simplicity, his kindness, his humor, his love for the last 70 years. Grandma was blessed to call my dad her son. My mom fell in love and got to call him her husband for over 50 years. And together they had 9 of us, and we were fortunate enough to call him Dad. And our babies got to experience the joy of calling him Grandpa as Grandpa got to spoil them rotten. Respectfully, per relation, he was also called a brother, an uncle, brother-in-law, relative, and friend. There's this popular saying that the popular saying is, it takes a village to raise a child. And I believe the same is true in all stages of our lives. And I can see that my dad's village, although it changed throughout the years, had loved and supported him tremendously. And I am amazed and grateful to see the outpouring love and support of his village that has been here with him while he was alive and here in his passing. And these last 3 weeks, our village has grown so much, and I'm beyond grateful. And I know that while in the flesh, my dad embraced life. He always had a smile on his face, and he would find humor in everything, and he's simple. He loved a lot. And he was raised by a single mother, and that's uncommon in the Hmong culture. There's usually 2 parents, but my dad, in the time he was born to now, he was raised by a single mother. He's the 3rd child among the 4 siblings. He has 3 brothers and 1 sister. Thankfully, the brothers immigrated from Thailand to America after the Vietnam War and lived in the commune together. They were each other's best friend and confidant, and they loved each other wholeheartedly and hold 0 grudges against anybody. And together they raised my siblings, my cousins, all of us with selfless love. May my siblings and cousins continue to learn to love each other like our fathers, the 3 brothers, loved each other. So over 5 years ago, with a lot of hesitation, my dad eventually agreed to undergo dialysis treatment. And with this life-altering and life-changing treatment, he lived to embrace his youngest 3 grandbabies, Isra, Edith, and Theodore. And Isra and Edith are the first grandbabies to carry his last name. So I'm glad he got to witness that and to spoil them and love them. So together, I believe he has 9 grandbabies when I counted. And throughout the last 5 years, my dad survived 3 COVID positive events. I believe 2 he was hospitalized for. So it wasn't his time when COVID hit. And even during that time frame, he would drive himself. He was very independent, very full of life still. He drove himself to the dialysis center. But this last month, February 20th, was his last hospital stay. And he endured a lot of suffering and pain that we don't know, because it's not our body, it's his body. And that was the final conclusion when Dad decided to go on hospice, even though we objected. We didn't want him to go on hospice. We said, hey, let's try palliative care. You have so much life in you, and you're still active, still mentally stable. You can still walk and talk. So let's try palliative care and continue treatment. But I know there was other medical complications in which they weren't able to do surgery regarding his cardiac problems and aortic aneurysm that they found during that hospital stay. So he chose hospice. Monday he came home. He came home to us. And Tuesday, a lot of family members got to come by, say hi to him. He was walking, talking. He was still very much, again, full of life. On Wednesday, we planned a potluck so that we could take pictures and celebrate his homecoming. But unfortunately, he fell ill on Thursday and he left us. When my dad chose hospice, and I saw him so much, with so much life on Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, I was praying. I was like, God, hospice isn't your will. It can't be your will, because Dad has so much life in him. He has so much to live for still. And as I was praying that morning, God revealed to me that it is part of his will. And it's not my will, but it is part of his will. Because after that, I went on Facebook, and my sister Melissa, who was supposed to come on Friday, changed her flight to Wednesday. And then my cousin Isabel, they were coming, they had 2 different flights. And with their connecting flight, they ended up being on the same the same plane, and they got seated together somehow randomly. And this was not an act that they did. It was an act of God that confirmed to me that hospice was the right decision, and that probably Dad prayed enough to understand that this was part of the path for Dad. And I know he didn't want to be bedbound. He didn't want to be a burden to us. And we're glad he got closure to say goodbye to the people he needed to. And I had a little video clip where I let me see. Sorry, I'm gonna find my spot here. So, while we're still here, may we find solace that his spirit's in a better place. And like Jesus said on Good Friday, when he was crucified on the cross, it is finished. So my dad also gets to say on this Easter weekend that it is finished. And, my dad will say to us while he was here, có bé cho nên cho nữa bé kia nữa bài thôi nữa để thọ bắt chữ cho cô bài cũng so bắt chữ bài nên cho nên cho cô bé mà đã sinh gì sống đâu chinh chinh. He would always say that to us. And then, of course, my dad has the greatest humor because for his burial and final goodbye, we're gonna be sending him off on April's Fool's Day, right? April 1st. So that's the humor that my dad still provides for us. So I ask that, you guys continue to remember his love and his word of wisdom and his humor and make that a part of your life. And may you guys grow and plant seeds among others like Dad did. And we do thank our Zong families and friends in the community for helping us. Ocha.
Hai cô tình sai tiếp đó cũng bé luôn bé so thầu cũng có dư lo để cụ chỉ mất cô họ dạy ở trường lo liền nên để cũng mất để mất cô tiêu họ dạy. And then I went to kindergarten and I could see more. The first name was Jay and the middle name was Leah. And somehow the teacher managed to call me Julia. I've been using Julia for a while. The little Jay said, and then Leah comes after high school and when I go to work. And then nếu bao giờ cứ chỉ nhiều món là chỉ chơi món nó chỉ nếu thằng nó to chỉ nhiều bây giờ nó chỉ mà ôn chỉ nó chỉ to chỉ muốn xa xứ chỉ mà there's one particular dish that nó cũng nó giống gì đó. Young ground pork, eggs, and green onions, salt, pepper, people bakes. Okay, that was something I'll be reminded when I'm making. Okay, go ahead and also. Hello, my name is Leah. I am the fifth child in the family and the fifth daughter in the family. Let's see, for those who know my dad, he was humble, reserved, and a loving man. He didn't like conflicts, and so he always spoke of peace, love, and forgiveness. He loved us no matter what. He loved us no matter what circumstance we were in. I am beyond thankful for the love he has given us. One thing about my dad is I love it when he cooks for us. He expresses love through food. Every time I come home to visit, he'll cook and ask us to taste the food that he had made. One thing he loved the most are peppers. He would eat them with every meal. There would always need to be some type of pepper, hot chili peppers, whether it's fresh, frozen, or dry. And I am honored to have him invite me to critique his peppers when he was done prepping them. I look forward to making his peppers with future meals at home, and I will miss his delicious pepper recipe that no one at home has ever come close to marrying. I just want to say I love my dad.
Hi, my name is Matt. I go by Val. Nice to meet y'all again. I didn't know Ning as long as I would have liked to have, you know. And one of the things I really wish I had the opportunity to do with him was to go fishing and have someone there translating conversation so we could go back and forth for a couple hours just talking. It's something, well, maybe we'll meet in the future and we'll be able to do this in heaven, have another good conversation. We talked a little bit. It wasn't always crazy in depth, but he would describe to me cooking, the grills, his fish, the food. I'd watch him as he watched the TV and YouTube. I'd ask him about how they hunted. I think one of the things which I had first noticed about him was the level of humanity in his eyes. You could just see like the sheen and of kindness and humanity in his eyes. He shined through his eyes. You could look into his eyes and know there was something very deep behind him. And maybe I hadn't been able to really dig down and find exactly what made the man tick, but I can tell you that as far as a father and a man went, I mean, you could go years and maybe not find a better husband and father. And he really went out of his way to make me feel like a son. And he really went out of his way to make sure I felt like I was a part of the family. I mean, I wasn't ready for that level of acceptance. And when we came to celebrate his last birthday, I was pretty surprised, a little bit shocked when I walked in, and there he was standing by the threshold of the kitchen and living room, and he stood there and went, "Son!" You know, and I wasn't ready for it. And, you know, I wish I had been able to go, "Dad," you know, but it's very hard to do. It takes a long time for me to open up, you know, and I really wish I had gotten to know him better, you know. But from the first time I had seen him, there was a level of humanity in him which you just don't always come across. Genuine humanity, you know. He walked with the love of God, and he understood God's love. Without a doubt, you know. It's reflected in the entire family. So, I wish I had been able to spend more time with him. I'm happy to know him for who he was, though. And, well, I'm happy to have been in his life for the small amount of time I was. So, thank you.
Okay, hello, we are from we are to law. We are the sixth child. This is my family. Nya Fong, she's the only one in the family. Two younger brothers don't have wives yet. And this is my little family. This is Ezra, and this is Edith. He's not going to say anything because I think he's a little shy. I thought she was, but she didn't want to. She just woke up. But Altona could see Lou Altona a lot. Maybe because it's the first kids from the sun side. Bridgie is called Princess, and so at first Dad called him King, and then we told him that King is not the right word, and so he started calling him Prince, and Dad just called him. Dad didn't call her Princess or anything, but like they both have a really, really strong bonding with my dad. I know our pins here. Yesterday, you chụp bông giò dad there. Miss Dad, did you did you more new there? Did you more code? So I think she knows. I think she can feel the vibe. He knows. We try to not sugarcoat anything with them, and he'll ask us questions and whatnot, and so when Dad passed, we told him that hey, Grandpa went to heaven. And he didn't understand the concept, so he thinks, okay, when you go somewhere, you come back home, and so he was asking us, hey, when's Grandpa coming back, and we told him, no, Grandpa's not coming back. When you go to heaven, you're not going back, you go to stay with God, and then so his follow-up question is, oh, is he an angel now? And it kind of stunned us, because we didn't understand that he will have such a complex thinking, way of thinking. And so the second time he asked us, we go, yes, he is an angel now, and he will always be watching over you. And so he understands that. And so these two, with the bond that they have with Dad, is truly special. Dad doesn't, I think Dad loved them a little bit more because they stay with Dad, but Dad also loved Bridgie a lot too because Bridgie stayed with Dad, right? But I believe he loved all his grandkids the same. No favoritism, I believe, but some would say that they love these two more. And if they do, then, oh well, I'm thankful that they do. So I just jot some stuff down, but today is Easter. Today is the resurrection, and people that know about you share from with that, people that they call our hope is in God that inu bila I was gonna say it, but I'll just say anyways because last Saturday I had a dream about Dad, and it kind of sucks because he came and died again, right? So I saw him die twice, but the second time, or in my dream, he said to me that for us he's ready to go, and that the Lord will come for him, and then that after he said that, a few seconds later, God came and took him, right? And so I'm like, why? I was wondering why did you come for me to see you pass twice, right? But I didn't understand the message, right? The message is that he actually is in heaven waiting for us, and he came down to assure us that, okay, he came to assure us that he is in heaven and he's waiting for us, because there were doubt or some times where I thought, did we make the right call, right? With us wanting him here still and whatnot, and him wanting to go, because he's been wanting to go for a long time. And I think we did what is right. even though our flesh, our human nature, we wanted him still. So with that, then I am sure that we will meet him in heaven again, right? And my dad's love for us is wide and endless. I never remember being disciplined, but I mean, I guess Melissa said she got whooped, but I never remember being whooped. The one that whooped me was mom. And so my dad's relationship, my relationship with dad and my relationship with mom is different. So even though mom whipped me, mom still took care of me, where my dad just lectured me. Like, I never remember anytime he yelled at me. Having these two small ones, we are pretty rough on them, and we want to set good foundations for them. And my dad will always say, "Hey, Dad, come on, you know, be soft on them. They are still kids. They are going to be naughty, you know." And I keep telling my dad that no, but you had to set these foundations so that they know, so that when they grow up, they could be good kids, right? And we had a disagreement, you know. And my dad's like, "Look, I have 9 of you guys," and it worked out. And I told him, "Yeah, but I only have 2. One can't take care of the other," where when I was born, my older sisters or my cousins were taking care of us, you know. And so with that, then I just know that my dad loved them like how he loves us. And I guess that's why I said my dad's love is wide and endless for us. If you guys know my dad, I know the family knows my dad, but my dad has a really, really funny sense of humor, right? He's always so silly. He always, it's funny because he always said that my brother is a liar, but he is a liar too. And so it's like, I don't understand it, right? He every time you meet him, he'll never let you know that he is going through something, right? He may say, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to go," or "How come the Lord's not taking me yet?" Right? But I'm, in a sense, he's still joking about it, right? "Oh, how come this person died for me?" You know, or "How come that one died for me?" You know, and I'm more sick than them, so it's kind of, in a sense, you have to find the humor in it, right? But he is a very funny guy because he always has a smile on his face, and I never really see him mad or upset. Or maybe he was, and I was just too young, or I just don't notice it, right? And I believe a lot of the sisters and brothers, we have similar humor to him, but I think to us as a family, we don't have it to each other, but then to our friends or to our relatives and whatnot. But we are pretty funny in a sense. And then I think the other thing that we all have, 2 things. One is, the first one is kindness. I think our family is very kind. We are kind-hearted. And the one that we all don't like, but we have, is we are all very stubborn, just like my dad, you know. And then you know. And so I think we got that from my dad. And I tell Jamie all the time too, my dad is not a cocky man. He is a very humble guy, but as a late, I would say like the last 2 years, in a sense, I think being sick and go through dialysis, I think it took a bit of his confidence away, and I think he thought that, oh, he's not man enough anymore due to not able to do certain things and whatnot, right? But I always tell my dad, I was like, "Dad, you are still my dad. You're still my father. You are a brave man, you know." I was like, "Look at all of your kids. You have 9 kids, and you have like a 98% rate of everyone going to college and complete college. I'm the only one that went and never complete, right? Everybody at least have a AA or some kind of bachelor or some kind of master's degree, right? And it's I'm like, you should be proud." And he never wanted to boast about that, right? But then as of late, like last year and the year before that, 2 years ago, he's been asking me, he's like, "Hey, Phone, do you think the brothers and sisters will want a party to show that, my kids are thriving too in the world?" I told my dad, just like you, we are not a cocky family. We are very humble. We just want to live our life the way you live your life, because he never wants any conflicts. He never wants to brag or whatnot. And I told my dad, okay, I'll ask them and we'll see. And when I did ask a few of them, they said no, they don't want it because it's just more work for us and more work for dad and whatnot. And dad's sick, and we don't want him to be so exhausted and whatnot. And he says, fine, if that's how you guys feel, then it's okay. And I told dad that just know in your heart that you raised a good family. And I even told him I'm the only one that didn't finish college or whatnot. And he has assured me that it's fine because at least I have a family and we are stable in a sense. And so that's a little bit about my dad. Last year, 2 years ago, I wanted to spend more time with my dad because I knew that he was getting weaker and whatnot. I bought my fishing license so that I could go fishing with him. But every time I wanted to go fishing with him, he always says, "Oh, you're too busy," or "I'm too busy," right? And I was like, "No, but we'll make time." And which was true because the days that he goes are days I work, or the days that I can go are the days that he does dialysis. And since so, we never were able to go fishing together. And there was a time when I asked my dad, like, we could just go to Ellis Lake. I just want to spend time with you, you know? And he doesn't understand. So I told him that I want to have experience with him so I have memories and whatnot. And he rejected me. And I'm like, Dad, I bought this fishing license so I can go with you. Like, why are you rejecting me, you know? And what I didn't understand was that I think he was just very tired and that he actually wants to fish and not just go out and be, okay, I'm going to hang out with my dad, you know? Because we hang out all the time at home, you know? And so with that, I was like, oh man, like, I think that's my only regret with that. I never got to do with my dad because we fished a lot when I was younger, but once I was 16, I have to buy a license, right? I'm like, I don't want to spend money. I don't want my dad to spend money. And I stopped fishing with them. And I don't remember the last time I fished with them, maybe like when I was 15. And that's like 20 years ago. But seeing my dad going through 5 years of dialysis and going through COVID and whatnot, I truly see how strong my dad is. He normally just bounces back within a few days or you know, a week or so. And I'm surprised because my dad was so weak and whatnot. And I hope that I could be at least half the man that he is, right? Because I can't. Sometimes I just think he has like Wolverine's like healing power or something, you know. And so we're saying that I do hope that I could be half the man that my dad is, with loving my kids as he loved his, you know, loving my niece and nephew the way that he loved them, you know. He did leave me with saying that, hey, you gotta love your brothers and sisters, okay? Because I'm not here anymore. So in a sense, I don't know if I feel obligated to or if I'm gonna be the glue, but with that said, I'll try my best to get that. With that said, I just hope that I am half the man that he is, because he is such a loving guy and he is so friendly and nice, and he never let anybody know how he's feeling, but he always hides behind his humor, and maybe I could do that too, you know. Yeah.
Hi, Kuya Nyafong. Ezra has a speech, but he wants me to read it. He wants to say that Grandpa always played with me, and I love you, Grandpa, and I will miss you. With our dad, he was very supported in my education. When I was going through the credential program, or when I would go to work, they will always watch both our parents will always watch Ezra. When we had Ezra, and then when we had Edith, they would always find time to come home and watch her. Or my mother-in-law will go to the garden and he'll come back and watch her, even though he was very tired. He loved our kids so much, and like Fong said, my kids had a very strong bond with him. When Ezra was about Edith's age too, he loved his grandpa so much. Everything was always grandpa this, grandpa that, always pulled his hand to go play with him. With Edith, every time she wanted to go outside and play, she always went to him. And Ezra has so much memories with him the past 5 years, and we were looking through pictures and videos. We have so many pictures of Ezra and my father-in-law, and with Edith, she got to experience my father-in-law for over a year, and we didn't get to take a lot of videos or pictures with the both of them, but he loved them so much, and he loved me so much too, and he took me in as his own daughter too. And when I first got married to Fong, maybe after a year or so, and when he was going to the clinics or to the doctor, and they were saying that his kidneys were failing and that they wanted him to go on dialysis, I got the opportunity to take him to his appointments, to take care of him. And when I was in labor with Ezra, he prayed for me. And when I was worried about things, he always assured me that everything was going to be okay. He never put any pressure on me as a nya, and even with my mother-in-law. And they are really, really loving parents, and they're very kind. And he was very easygoing, and he was very easy to talk to, and it was a very great opportunity for me to marry into this family and to get to experience his love for me. We will always miss him, and we will always love him.
All right. Hello, my name is Meng. I'm the 7th child. So hopefully you guys understand it. As everyone has said, my mom would always say, even though there was a lot of us to get ready for school, my dad would tell my mom to let us sleep. And his love was selfless, and he made a lot of sacrifices for the family. Some memories that I have, though, I think it was on my 10th birthday, he bought a full set of fish tank gear. I don't know if any of my siblings got a gift that expensive, but it was, a ton of goldfish. It came with, the filter. I think Melissa went shopping with them to get me this gift. And I know, I think, just from my experience, I think he trusted and listened to me. I was a person that he would come to fill his weekly medications. Whenever we did a family gathering, I remember Marlon went to get him to come play a game with us, but he didn't come. But after I went, he came just to spend some family time with us. I think on Yim Long Gulu, when he was at the hospital, and he was ready. He was ready to sign the AMA on Friday before he got discharged. And I stayed with him that night. And I told him to be patient with us and the doctors. And he was willing to stay, and that way, even though we ended up choosing hospice care, but because he stayed those 2 extra nights, I think he got to go the way he wanted. You know, he always said he wanted to go with no pain. And I want to believe that when he left, he was not in pain, because he probably had a lot of morphine to take the pain away. So, and I remember, and I was always remember my experience in college. I don't know if any of you guys know, but I wasn't doing very well in college, and I told him, like, Dad, because I felt like Hmong tradition, we don't want to lose face, right? And for me too. And I was like, Dad, college is hard, and I think I'm gonna flunk out. But he was like, oh, yeah, go to and we'll figure something else out. You know, he wasn't disappointed. He didn't yell at me. And that just shows, you know, just how wide and his love is for us, his children. But because of his love for me during that time, pushed me to work harder, and eventually getting my degree in college. And you know, going so far away, rent was not cheap, and so over the summers, when financial aid ran out, he would take his PTO out and, you know, send rent money over. So he sacrificed a lot. He never took vacation while he was still working, just because he wanted to save it, to pull, you know, and use it as an emergency fund for the family. And so, so I just want to end it with this verse, and again, as we remember Easter as well. In John 11:25, verse 25 to 26 says, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. And those who believe in me, even though they die, will live, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. And so we all know that, and so could please consider study and go join churches, so that we will meet him again in heaven. And so, hi, Nasa.
nhớ trong đời đó cú lúc bây giờ lử bây giờ mong mình cảm thấy cho tới lầm không biết bây hải cho thọ này ra gì đó từ nó chỉ là cú từ nó câu đó chỉ để tí đó chỉ nhà đó là chỉ là phong như thế này 你當時佢自己佢當年落喺路啲，即實係專門到係的是係未使你要不到啲นู่น嘛俾落因為嘅應住落住應總東地啲住冇幾論事，但是俾落因為幾耐有時候不住做啲俾mua bé tôn chỉ của chị cho kỹ thuật in gì lúc nên nó sau lúc nó bé lo công có hư lúc nên tía anh chọn trong cho của chị mà in yo tu cho kỹ cả tía nếu họ bỏ mua cho hình tía tu về phong yêu trong chấp lời của chị mà in yo cái trong chấp lời mà ya tía nữ mà lúc bé sợ đời hình bây giờ cho nên trong cái bên mua đi tua từ mình nhỏ thì cứ chỉ là lúc bây giờ bài cứ khởi nghĩa đó cho cô nhớ là bây giờ sẽ được khởi nghĩa ấy rồi bây sẽ được lúc chơi bây giờ chạy bài gần tới là bài cái đấy ở chỗ trả đó cái cho xe thì phải chỉ mua mong mình kinh thì ở chỗ ấy lấy rồi ta nói tới bây giờ bây trong xe cái cú mà ý muốn đâu xã hội cho cú chỉ đó là giờ hành động chỉ biết用nhân nào muốn đấy à chỉ chúng mua hay chỉ hay mình mê đó hay đi cú cho đâu đó cho cú chỉ chứ cú cho đó là thôi về bây giờ mê nhiều thì cú chỉ cho bây bài luôn chơi nữa giờ lúc sáng thì mình bây mà bữa sáng giờ bài luôn chơi mà cú chỉ cho cú mình cho phòng đó cho tiếng bây giờ bài luôn chơi tới đây qua này đó cho vào chưa chỉ là bây giờ này đó luôn chơi này bao cái đó đó là bây bài mà mỗi người bây bài mình chỉ bài đó là bây bài luôn chơi phòng yêu thương họ thì tiếng chơi phòng bài rồi bài luôn đấy khác chơi chỉ cú yêu tự do cũng nhớ cho cú chỉ cú luôn chơi lấy tới tàu chơi đó là cú cho cú chỉ cú cho全部對啲就我就到擺錄咗嚟當住呢就個紙係個紙都係啲即係咪啲麼？因為最後啲即係擺啲有麼？因為當住先即綁俾好啦呀，即係今日天都到啲，個那天就到啲咯，另個啲就到啲係我就知，全部住啲呀，全部住那啲就到到啊。是個字都吹嘛，吹真古的，英語這是嘛，這裡微笑 OK， 你嘛包一點子嘛包好啊，包這那天咯，就打的呀，就打這的咯，這個係個這拖咯拖巴咯，這煮落這加落啦，這到呢啲品嚟的呀。這個字嘛，人nó bản này thì cho nên thì lúc đó từ bản này mà nên này trong xe hiện tại của từ bản này lót cha phòng tiết tính lại từ đó thì do vì cái gì hại đó vì do cái gì cho ấy tiết tàu thì nó đấy thì ấy khó chứ này ấy khó của trong xe chấp lấy thôi cứ cần thấy tiền này cứ phải cần tới tiền phải làm tới cái trong xe thì cứ chỉ tao nhỏ bỏ nè,但是ông đây cứ phải làm thì cứ cái gì thì chỉ có một tua tàu nữa, chỉ có một tua tàu sai của, 但是cái gì thì tôi vẫn chỉ thọ ra chỉ tua tàu vì chỉ cái này thế mình thế chạy được tua xe, dạ, chỉ cứ hay thì ok nếu mà đi có chỗ giá đó thì mua sở đông khu là thì sao tôi cũng thấy được cha chỉ bông xía để cái gần đâu mà nó để tôi tôi đó thì cứ chỗ đấy最傻的这样的哦估计最快凌晨了呀这凌晨的这多是到边第三了这啥东西这古拜浪的这弄的这那地的giấy lấy tờ xa sống tông tua hay téo nhưng mà cụ chỉ để nó sai TV này, nên sai có nên rồi bọn này sai có la này à, thì để cái dòng xe điện tập bỏ thế, thì nên thì ý và听到thì cái bài sách của chị thì cái tí dòng xe cái thì hay nó sai đầu tiên họ lười đầu tiên mà bây giờ đầu tiên mà yếu ở tên nó rồi à, thì dòng xe thì cái tí đó bỏ thân đấy đầu cơ là nhưng cái dòng xe sắp tới thì bắt chỉ cho bây cái tí cho bây là cho bắt chuyện này à, thì cái tí lúc bây giờ đi Giêsu lời lúc chạy bây hơi đấy thì cái lúc này cái lúc lo chấp lời vì bây nhau họ để tin nào thì bây giờ lo bây giờ bởi sự đó chỉ giờ bây chân Giêsu thì bây giờ muốn nhau thì bây trong lý sự hiểu nằm họ đấy giờ bây chân và chữ sinh chân Giêsu thì mỗi nơi bây giờ chỉ bỏ đấy từ đó chỉ nhớ là bây thầu về nếu mua thì bây giờ thả được không mua thì là tiền bây giờ cái tí đấy cũng cho tí lâu đấy bây giờ cứ nói bây giờ chơi gì nhưng mà lo muốn gì vào mua phao máy nhớ tờ lo đấy bây giờ chơi nào đấy bây giờ chơi lưu rồi, này lưu được bây giờ này dùng nhỏ dùng tiền mà lưu đi lại lưu thì cũng chơi đi hay thì chơi mấy mà lưu đấy mấy mà lưu này đấy bây mà một tàu đấy cứ cho đà của đà đấy là hay đấy thầu cứ cho đà đấy tất chơi bây mà nhau nói thầu có một bây mà nhau nói bây mà tổ công lên bên cái nên cả đó đấy cả mình đấy tất chơi bây mà cho cái điều kiện phải cái dòng nhau hình á đó là hiện cho đà đấy đó là bảo đảm phải nhau cho phát triển đấy thì chính xác rồi này
Nyajong, Golumbe, Marlene. Although I've only known Gyeoning for like a short period of time, the time I had with him was better than no time at all. I've honestly got to see him from my perspective and the kind of person he was. The way I can describe him is very caring, loving, and very fatherly. I'm grateful to even have such a heartfelt conversation this past New Year. We talked about fishing and how I recently picked up the hobby, and he explained to me that it was never about the catches, but more of the memories you make. And he encouraged me to keep working hard in my studies as I'm almost finished. And I know how it feels to lose a father, as I lost mine in 2016. So for him to encourage me like that felt like I had a second chance at a father. So for that, I'll always be grateful. A weird coincidence that I've encountered after his passing was I was helping Thomas fold like a certain shirt, and it was like a Harry Potter shirt that quoted, "After all this time, always." And I asked Thomas what shirt he had worn the day of his passing, and he told me it was that shirt. And little did I know it was the same shirt I worn when my father passed. So I just felt like that was pretty interesting. But nonetheless, I just wanted to honorably mention he and his amazing wife, they raised such wonderful kids. They had 6 beautiful daughters and 3 handsome sons. Super fun and amazing grandkids, as well as their amazing spouses. And seeing how wonderful they are, it just shows how much of a greater man he was. I am grateful to have met such an amazing soul, and may he rest in paradise.
Hello, kuya jai kuya kutsi tu chai lo. Bete mo tu giờ just say kuya tu ngon giờ chết chăng à. nó bé bao tay của chị lúc bé hàng thầu cô probation officer của chị nó của cho ít lại đua ấy của hai theo chắc cái yếu ít lại đua là ấy có của cả thánh tô mà nó hai nên đấy kia rồi mua xe khí vậy thầu của chị nhắcไปห้องหมอcủa chị hay ở bên lù cơ cho cô nó để thọ chị để của chạy có cho chị just chị của chị từ mua tàu đâu cho nên nữa trong lý lử hay của chị ta lại mua bây giờ lử chạy just chị của yêu tuổi của chị yêu tuổi chạy chia sẻ chạy mình sa hay pi của yêu tuổi favorite just của trong của chị mà no, I got his stubbornness, his humor. You know, he built us as a family, and we have a sibling rivalry, but he really gave us the gift of a dad, and we're also proud to call him our dad. So maybe one day I'll fulfill my dad's wishes to be skinny, and and maybe we'll learn to love him just like he did to us. So, Dad, I hope we continue to make you proud, and we love you.
chỉ bảo là gì, người ta hại tao đi cha. Tôi giờ bị luôn neng, nhà thiết tê, người ta tao nhẹ, người chỉ vào hậu lư, chỉ mua nhẹ lì, người luôn neng, người ta bảo nhà tuổi giàu, người ta bảo mua hậu lư, người ta tua. Đã bạn mang đã bạn luôn nhìn đi là dọn cây họ đầu giờ tôi đã chuẩn bị cả luôn nâng cho nhảy hàng đi chỉ bảo ở ra từ cái chỉ xe đi nâng sắp hạ thôi rồi để chuẩn bị cả nó chỉ tao mấy tu mi nhua, tôi cho nhảy hàng, với nhau có chỉ cái luôn năng, lỡ giờ mình nhọn chua, ta chỉ, ta bảo giờ tụ lũ chắp là, những món đồ tinh như chia, là ba là doang cái để nó. Ưu tiên tôi chỉ tôi nặng cộng thế ưu tiên tôi chỉ mình cả giờ chỉ mong rồi bạn mong được luôn nhiên lý là tao ấy giờ tôi lý trả nhẹ là lâu cụ tí là nhẹ tí là lâu chỉ mong nhẹ cho nhẹ hàng lý chỉ bảo là giờ bị luôn đang đi cha thì khi mà ở tua để cũng đã lâu nằm luôn giờ tụi si ba sơ tỏ chỉ ở tua bóng bệt nữa để nên cũng lựa thì nên cũng bự nó nên nhỏ tao ở bên luôn đi bây giờ một cái khó hơn lựa tôi khó nhẹ bóng tí chờ chỉ ở đây liền một tiêm một xoay lúc chế đỡ nho là chừng nho chỉ tàu chừng cả cho tu nâng trà đỡ nho cho nhẹ hàng lý giờ và lo lại thiết tua để bây giờ một ý chỉ nâng nho ok giờ mua họ lử tao bà thì giờ lấy trong nhà giờ mà xong rồi đã giật trong lo trong đã bà lại chạy lại từ họ tua lại luôn đang sợ nhỉ chỉ họ và chị nhớ thì tiền chị lo tiền ra bạn cái tiền tua trữ chị lo và đã lâu nằm lòng ở ba sơ tàu long ở ở ba sơ tàu ra bạn ở đã lâu hai tia tiền tua lại chị sân bay còn cái tàu tua nó nâng toàn nhẹ hàng ly chỉ bao ra từ tao mong chỉ mua tôi nhỏ chỉ đây chị chỉ mua mình nhỏ chị cũng tiền xa xó một đợt cũng nhận lâu giá cả chua đôi rồi cũng chị mà cũng tuần xài lo tao mong chỉ mua cũng tôi dùng lợt tua cũng chỉ lính lòng cũng sát tệ môn tập lại rồi cũng sát chị cũng lúc to hơn chị cũng chỉ nói luôn thiệt tệ lý lợi em cũng mới thu đủ nâng trả nên cho vô bé cho mua nên tiền mua bé trên ra một đồ tỷ không mẫu chị bé tiền một tỷ không mẫu cho một kho em cũng sân tuần xài lo chị tham mẫu hết tiền nhưng mà cũng phô to hầu chị cũng ước anh chỉ cả giờ tiền một chơi giờ tiền cú mò chơi cái đầu cú xứ cú chỉ cặp hoa chập hoa của họ chỉ dùng ổn năng nhỏ lại chơi giờ mò cho cái đầu cú sai nhà cú chỉ tua chơi cú ta cá là ổn năng giờ cú tua chơi cú tua mù chị tham mộ chị bỏ cả ở ra thư chị tham mộ tiền lý hai tiền chị thấy cho lăng đợi bữa tại cho chua một đầu rồi cú lú to hơn ấy cho lan trà chị giống chị lấy món của tôi mới nhọ phải thâu tỏi em mà phô cú lú to hơn chị ư chỉ cả chị ư tiền lý chỉ cả chị lấy tiền cho chua một đầu rồi cú lú to hơn chị cũng tiền lý chỉ chua lông cũng thật tệ là cũng nhân trai hàng lý cũng một hộ không na chị những nhỏ san tổ cũng trai hàng lý cũng lên lợi chị thống gấu ốc cái tí dầu sầu trà chê lò này những chia cũng đang ở hồ lũ phai cái chị năng trái tia tia ta chỉ mua cho cái lũ lo tia tia lì tia chị mấy cá mốc của hạt địa của họ năng họ đáp về thì xin mà của họ chỉ họ cho lên tới giờ của cho lan trà chỉ rong để uốn lông cho của lũ chị chị ưu tiên mua từ miền Tây chị tiền mua cho dầu chị xin mà uốn năng nhỏ chạy trừ tất cái mỏ là chậu tàu ấy cũng không chẳng uốn lên tới rộng búa mà cũng nhân sai hẳn đi thì xin mà nữa lúc cũ ní xin chung đây này cũ đi của hai đôi nữa tia cũng nhân sai nó chạy cũng không có ấy cũng không mò tận lo ấy cũng họ tua lại cũng chỉ trái tia giờ mới ba mình nhua đó là tê là chơi rong xía thầu mua lại ở bên tu tua cũng rất sợ hay dia chỉ chơi chuyện gì chả có khi chỉ tới cho mình nhua dù chỉ tới cho mình nhua cũng chia sẻ đâu ba thứ cũng thọ ba thứ tán rồi dia cũng ở phong dư đó cũng cho mình tu mình nhua cũng thọ ba thứ ba thọ lại mê giờ thọ lại lo tiến đâu ta hà school chỉ mấy từ một ở năng phê có nên ở năng rong cũng rong xe thì chỉ bao giờ cho cái cho mình nhọ đi cha thì chỉ chia sẻ thì cho mình nhọ lòng lù hàng đi họ chẳng chẳng sắp lại nia tụi lú lại sắp lại cũng vậy lần nia rõ lại tu lại thôi lo thì chỉ mà cũng chẳng chạy lại đua họ nếu mà nếu chiến đấu ít khâu chiến đấu ít bà nên lúc lại sắp lại đi thế nên lúc cũng cha bây giờ cũng chỉ hiểu trả chế là nếu chỉ bố cũng sợ nó tư do cái ba nên lúc cũng nên ba cũng thôi nên mò anh nên đi cha anh hay tia các ông thiệt chơi nhau chỉ một trái một nhau một thiệt ai cũng trong xe thì tại do hành đầu lòn đầu chị người mò người lọt chế chị ưng thì chỉ tao chơi nhỏ chị chấm miệng muốn thiệt chị chấm miệng muốn thiệt tao chị lấy cho lọt hết ta cú trái thì tới độ này ăn đó cũng nhỏ thì chỉ ổn đây nữa hai đứa cũng hai tia giờ con đâu cũng nhỏ trên cho cũng nhỏ cầm một nhỏ có từ lò cá lịa cơ thôi thì sẽ xa lại hai đứa nữa hai tia có cho miệng một cái tàu á đâu ở mà cũng mà đến đâu có nhỏ mà đến đâu có nhỏ nên dân chờ hậu hai tia ô ly ai cũng dùng xe thì bao thì cũng có nó nhỏ có cũng hay nó giờ cũng chỉ hay ổn đây thật nên thật chỉ tao luôn đó cũng giờ cũng giờ tu xe hàng đi cũng giờ khu sĩ hàng đi cũng chỉ giá tiền thì anh đã bên nhỏ bên nu qua tiệc hiện nơi đây thằng đi chừng đang cụ thả tao ấy nơi tiệc trong xe thì nơi mù là cụ em đó nơi nhỏ ok bị thả bị đã chia sẻ tôi chỉ muốn nhẹ mất gì cũng là nó đi nhỏ nếu muốn nhẹ cũng là phụ đi nhẹ cũng tôi chỉ cho cả anh sợ nhẹ cũng nhẹ tua tao cũng chỉ tao bao ta đây cái xin gửi chị cái lú mà đau cơ của cho hai đứa nó xứ
mỗi tu philosopher trâu xa nhiệt chia nơi hay nói tiệt tan trò luôn đang học luôn tiệt đây nó chỉ mỗi ý giả của có invest em giống muốn nung cái Charlie invest trâuอยู่เจนเตี้ยอยู่เต็มมีตุ้มอยู่เดี๋ยวจริงๆเสียเจ้าลุ่นเสียงวันนั้นเจ้าลุ่นเตี้ยเต้นเนาะ tiếng kia invest bao nhiêu chi lúc sống tới tiếng kia luôn năng lò trâu tiếng kia trên năng tiếng kia mua chua tụi mình nhua trâu tụi xài thì bé tụi tụi nú nó tê vấn đề lon cho này chỉ tê cái rong tê cái lú cái chua trong đó này giờ bé mua thảm anh chị chỉ bảo tờ ta đi giờ xí lúc xưa tê bảo đi lúc xưa ở này chỉ lon trong này nhau là mấy cái thiệt thà ta ta chỉ cái dạo này nó giờ cho mi tụi mi nhua tê cái lú cái cho cái chua cho tê tiếng kia tiếng kia luôn này cô chỉ là tiếng kia lần xưa ta chỉ tiếng kia cũng mua ít tu mua thì ở tu cứ cho tiếng kia em thu nó ít tiền nó về giống long lon đời tiếng kia ít tu cứ bây giờ tiếng ta phải chắc để thôi chờ tiếng ta phải chắc còn lo
rong xe ta bây giờ cái tin nó trả này sẽ đợi và xuyên để em lòng bây giờ lùng đó họ bây và cái tin chỉ tu tàu và cái xa chậu lưới xong đợt nữa luôn nâng chế sổ nò mới cho là hại tiếp theo xứ chế bây thì là sa xá hại nữa trâu này sẽ đợi nọ lý hiện giờ nữa nó mới có chế năng do là khi mình chỉ là cho cái trâu rong cho tin lòng kiến năng này của hiện tại mình chỉ bây giờ sử hơi nhờ bây giờ năng cầu nó thì tận đây nó sẽ là ba tàu số chỉ cho bây giờ đến năm số ta tập ăn đỡ bây mà mua đồ lử ba lọ trên đó cũng chế năng ba chỉ bây giờ ba ta chỉ nằm mùng cũng sao cả và cũng cho mình nhiều tôi nhận thấy vào lọ nên nó số là cho cái lúc mà thiết chuẩn cho và cụ tiêu lòng kiến năng đâu khó thấu vẫn năng nhỏ lỡ sau đó lần sĩ trâu rong hàng đi chị nó nói giờ nó cơ đỡ bây giờ năng chị xã cho là sầu khe đầu này sau đó nhờ bia này của sân đấy cụ hai này sau đó chăm bê nó chỉ này lò trở lên tới ít ba thôi ít ba rồi nên nó tiêu lòng kiến năng theo li bỏ này trăng theo cho phong yên nhau sân đó theo bao này sân đó này so hại đầu trở tới sự hại trở hại lên này cho cái thân thể xứ cho nên cho cái sự trâu rong xứ thì nên lò tàn thọ chế năng lò tàu lò sầu nên cho cái sự trâu rong nhập địa chế nên mù chế lực tụ lò của khu tí rau chế nên sai trần bê liên nó chế tụ ta chế tụ lò sẽ ok thật ba giờ hoàng có sang theo vốn trong tuổi chế năng ba thì ở giờ mãi lia theo vốn nó lăng chế năng ba thì bây giờ tu lì theo nhang cái chế năng ba thì bao giờ một rồng theo nhang cái chế năng ba thì chỉ giờ ý sản biểu theo vốn chân bình cái chế năng ba thì trâu giờ hạ rèm theo ở vốn thông niệm cái chế năng ba thì xa giờ Brenda theo Abraham cái chế năng ba thì gì giờ Rebecca theo vốn chủ tung cái chế năng để ba thì chúa giờ Sarah theo vốn bộ mình cái chế năng này là trở lên nó quá chọn
nhớ rằng châu giá sơn gió đó bé ý trọng family thế phong như thế cái tin cha cho tu cũng lúc bây giờ ngô sinh họ của tu husband giờ giống tuổi ở giờ và cha tu chạy lo và cũng như hai miền chỉ cho lon kia giờ bé ý linh chỉ rằng nữ chỉ tay điếu nữ cho cái lú lo khăn gầu lên nữ share đâu nữ chọn nhiều thế nào đó bé tí xì thế ít khó và đầu nó của yo cho cũng mất trong mong là nhỏ họ lúc nhỏ đó cho đâu nó even though we married thua rau bé mua family gathering. Nó chỉ muốn nó mua hậu. He will always make something up really quick. Yeah, dấu mỏ. When chính tàu thế là mỏ bây giờ cho là mix okay cái này thế. This is something that cá là nó ya cá. Sợ nó mà thế sợ. You were chỉ mua ít tung lo. Ôi yo, mất sự kỳ luôn lên đấy. Cô share mình gì, giờ lo sự kỳ luôn, lo mất cho cô.
nhớ trong thời trang chủ cũng bị hôn giống tổ để share ít khó thì chủ lo lo vậy tôi lúc này share lại share trong bé có sẽ ít mong ta free market ít mong share này lo từ lo chợ mua tao cá ha học job của chuyện này mà he's a great man anh ấy tôi này share trong we will meet him one day thank you cho.
Hi, I'm Scotian daughter. I have some stories about Grandpa too. He used to always love saying my morning bachia, and when I was in elementary, I was sick, and I went to the office, and like no one didn't have time to pick me up, and then like I fell asleep in the office, and then when I woke up, I saw him at the window. I was like, why is his face like so familiar? Like, do I know him? And then that's when he came up to me saying that he's here to pick me up. And then he told me that I owed him McDonald's because he was too scared to go to the school, but he came to pick me up. And when I used to come and hang out, when I come with my grandpa Wacha and them, he will always cut me white peaches because he know that I love white peaches.
nhớ trong của họ mấy lia để của giờ cũng cái sự mà chat từ giải thiết ó để của từ vào hoa nó lên để sa phải để giờ cho lo giờ của xã hay có sẽ sai thế ít khó là chỉ ở biết khó và cũng do cho lo giờ thầu của nhớ elementary school giờ thầu đó để lúc xí hàng đó cụ chỉ mùa họ bảo còn hồng máu lúc trong sáng là nè chị cụ nhà chị xin nhớ chị cụ thằng đấy yêu mẹ yêu chị bảo đấy chị đã chỉ yêu cụ họ bảo mình chỉ thế yêu cụ chỉ bảo ta đã chỉ yêu bảo mình chỉ cụ như cũng do lo thế nó lo của tôi chị lo mới cho chua cho lo hòn cho chị lo mà hậu đây cho chị nếu mà nếu mà gì học khá và chỉ tao chị nếu mà giờ chua này chua dù chỉ bảo là tiền do đó chị đã chỉ dù những bảo là tiền nữa và chị dù trong bao nhiêu bé chỉ nên thọ lúc xí hàng đầu của chị chỉ nhớ lại trên chỉ mù thầu của nhớ junior high chị cũng cho của chị khởi cái của chị chỉ không họ biết cho tiền á chị cũng do mấy nước của nhau chị lo tua chị lo cả lo lu giấy họ thật xin cho chị tao lu giấy họ chị lo tôi chị lo cả là lu giấy họ tôi chị lo một mất tiền là họ này yêu thằng đấy yêu chỉ bảo họ tiền chị yêu mẹ yêu chị yêu sa bảo hay tiền tới lâu đã chi chị yêu một sao theo một sai sai nữa chi chị này ý cái họ tiền chị này cái kia yêu tiền có họ lên nó chị con chia thắt tiền lên nó chị này đi trên chơi họ trả hay có họ lên nó chị này trên chơi chị cô bỏ lót vào lên tới gió sau lên tới chị con tới họ cũng cởi bảo họ tiền rồi chị on đôi chủ đầu thầu dù họ tiền lòng câu dù họ thiệt tôi tưởng xin cởi chị cô chỉ là cứ muốn lo qua từ từ Godfather hay là Mika của chính cháu lắm bên bóng này lỡ mò lo đến là lo của từ Godfather đó Godmother này ạ thì lo của tôi hãy cho lừa khoan tôi chỉ trong tôi của tôi chỉ ở lên thế chị tây dạ và dùng món xả lò chị lo do ý tôi nên chị bố luôn nên tế lòng tôi này nên nhỏ này luôn nên very simple nếu chị chơi có brand name có một số món bề just a simple guy that enjoy life as it is and cho nó especially tôiใช้ love ไว้จบกันแล้วนี่ให้ข้อ for us to remember for us to keep our life simple
nhớ rằng tôi sẽ đây cô chỉ là bà cái hay đã chỉ thế thầu nói thì lo nhau tàu trẻ không màu thiết cho niệm luôn niệm lâu là xin đầu sao tông siết hiệp bây giờ chỉ mấy liệp báo cho thì là yêu chỉ khó lo rồi bây giờ chỉ nhiều thằng ta cũng chỉ nhau họ luôn cả là cũng phải một số chế khó chế gì như cái kia lo trên được qua chỉ có muốn được khởi chỉ có hai tia giờ qua lý cha trên tiếc cái cũ chỉ chỉ khởi nhau họ nút cái là mấy liền này lú và lo hẹn đi để rồi liệu tụi chị báo lên đây thì chỉ mấy liền lú hẹn thì cũng đó mấy liền lú lo của rong xía của tàu lặn chi theo là ấy tu vào ở trong lo thì niệm longer của bên một cô mó thì chị và thầu của một cuộc họp của mình ta trả lời chị chỉ thằng nó thiết lý thầu lấy cho viên dầu thiết lý đã có thả chỉ sau lúa hậu sở tông chỉ uy lực qua tàu này lú chế để chế lòng một xứ dễ lấy thiết lý sau đã hay tiệt lo tông mua lại chỉ trong ý đó mỗi xe đổi rồi em đều cụ thể nói về của anh chỉ chụp báo nói trong thế thì xí họ cũng bỏ thế họ cũng báo về nói vậy tụi nên mỗi lúc xe rong lúc xe đấy bố ta cho nên lối tu hai tia our dads bây giờ chính nhỏ lên đỡ để cho mình nhua để cụ gì và cha một đầu lót trong lì cho một đầu long yên nín cho every one of them is a father to the other group of children. And what a good boy there. They're great dads, they're great fathers, and they're great brothers, and they're great examples to try to live our lives after. So kusawa choto lotia don yutsa ke jong then yutsa ke lu unito moto mai le u theo chene của hali nó sự cho
nhớ rằng cụ giờ bà cha tu lo cũng bê hưu tu lì nói cụ trên anh hay cho lo để lo như trong cầu cuối thứ gì đó như là nữ hay cụ trong cuối thứ tu họ cũng cho cá này cha để thầu nữ bê nên nữ tôi tỏ bê mình còn tới bê mình còn tới cho lo nữ tôi tỏ bê để như tôi bê lấy còn tới lo nữ tôi tỏ bê còn đây ít khỏi cũng cho cha đi giới tôi nên trong cái lúa bấy lo hành chỉ chúng moi trên tàu hải hành tới sao Jean share ne shere to compare nu na ku ya monjong, and these are my wife and kids. Ku chỉ mo ra chỉ ku chỉ bảo hai chính đạo de je ku hai min ji se ku share a conversation or ku da long ya ta to ku nyo share ku yomo or interview ne ku hai no da ku chinya or interview the ku chỉ cho bao hai lo chen che ku yo bao hong le che chi tao che ne kha lu chơ do ku na te don't worry cho chơ ku ti wa to hong le ku mo cho interview che ku cho hai yes I can do it not su che to hong le not che ne kha lu na chơ to ku che ku mo interview nó che ku họ tàu thế để ku họ cho nó cho cái chơi được ku thế ku sa hai họ cho nó cho cái lô được đấy để ku hai lên nó thank you.
Hi everyone. Go ho Isabel. My husband ho Zhengbi. I'm the third daughter for my dad, Vachashung. Growing up, we have so many fond memories together. Like everyone said, we're very close, and one of the fondest memories that I have of Law was. And I don't remember very much when I was younger, but this one really stuck because we have a lot of cousins. But for my year, so when I was in kindergarten, there was a day where right? So I walked out and I was really scared. And then I turn around and look, and at Linda School, at that time, where your dad would come and right? So they just socialized there. And so when I got out, I didn't see my dad, so and then I turned around and I saw Longia. So Longia was standing by the tree, and he was just waiting for me. So he was my hero for that day because I was so scared. And I felt extra special because it was just me. So it wasn't where he went and picked up, the cousins, and then I just kind of tagged along. It was like, oh, he came here for just me. So that was one of the memories that I have that I hold dearly in my heart. And as we got older, he was my hero, and he was also the discipliner, because being in China, right? Because he's the one that put us on check. So I as a secret to share with you guys, I was more scared of him, of Longia, than I am of my dad, because my dad's a more lenient. So a lot of times, because so I always have it in the back of my mind and I'm sure you guys have all heard where I can't say like how he would, but he'll be like, and I always remember that of, I better be good because my dad's gonna go tell Longia, and Longia's gonna lecture me, and so I always, have that to help me as I was in middle school, and then as I got older, as an adult, I learned to be so scared, and we were able to joke around and bond, and so I was very lucky to be able to spend a lot of time joking around with him, getting to know him. The very last joke that I have with him was when I came to do my party just last year. And beyond the China, so because I had to carry cash with me, purse, my crossbody, and then wear that apron over there. And we were standing outside, you know what you remind me of? Có bố cho thổi bố thổi na, là nhớ tầm block day na, chị lỡ share is lan door like a fanny pack, and it's big and bulky because they go around, and lỡ share the got any sat the munia, and I was like, long yeah, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I was like, long yeah, but I'm not trying to do that. I just need my purse with me. And then he laughed and he's like, I know. Good on that. She can remind me that. So that was the very last joke that I have with him, where it was just us. And I will forever remember that joke. And so I'm sure that if I run into a situation like that where somebody has a bag and an apron, I will be laughing because I will be thinking of Longia and his joke that we talked about. So I'm very, very grateful, very blessed. As a quote from Winnie the Pooh, where he says, I am so blessed to have something so hard to say goodbye. That is exactly how I feel, because we are so blessed to have him as part of our life. And it is so hard to really accept this, but I do know that this isn't the end, and I hope to see him again someday.
Thọ trình đào cho cô chấm nhựa theo và để cho tôi lòng phân nó là gì ta xin nó bây giờ cho li bao nhiêu lần gì ta xin mà rong mỏ tôi nhân để đầu lại chỉ trả bé hai ta chỉ rong mỏ họ chỉ cho bé sẽ đầu lại theo này xử lý Haren, Brenda, Rebecca, Sarah, Thia, và gõ từ lâuต่อการนอสุตาเจไปมาตะกะหลอปีไปฟาร์มลีเกาะตาไปยอตะกะหลอปีเถาอีหมองไปเจ้าโอเคอีหมองไปเจ้าเจเท่าคนเดอเจไปมัวไปเจ้าชั้นเชเราเที่ยวจากกตีจังยอนเรามาหายสีสอนตัวเถาไปหมองเต้นเดอเที่ยวอีเปลี่ยนไปฟาร์มลีมันหายในสมุนเจียเจอีหมองไปเจ้าในหลอนถ่ายเมียน้อยไปยาปีไปฟาร์มลีส่วนสีหมอง
ไป family ไปมัวไปตูเทเจไปชีสหันเดมินจีละเราท่านนี้จะสารจ่าที่ให้ไปทว่าจูทว่าจูเจไปมันนอสูงได้จอยไป take a break ไปมันนอสูต่อไปมาดักเรา continue หัวเนาะไปเชื่อกูเชื่อเกกูทว่าจูไปนอสูเกว่าจูไปก็จะรู้เชื่อแต่เนาะจะอย่าไปตัวชิจงว่าเกจงแต่เนาะจีให้รู้เชื่อไปตัวถ่าตัวลัวตัวสิ่งที่ตัวจะเกี่ยวเชื่อไปตัวโอเคแต่เนาะไปตัวตัวรู้เชื่อไปมัวเกี่ยวเชื่อแต่เนาะเราว่าจูไปยันนู้นในเงี้ยไปเชื่อเนาะแต่เราแต่มออยู่ไปจังไงเด็ดเตอสาดัดสาจตัวไปตัวเชื่อเลยจ้ะเนี่ยเจ้ากุ้งป้าตัวมันจะของตัวไปเนาะตัวรู้เชื่อตัวตาสุดตัวเนาะถ้าก็ฝั่งมงปูป้าตัวแต่เราหมอแต่เนาะก็ย่อว่ากูช่วยตัวไปจังไงเด็ดเตอสาดัดสาจตัวสุดเลยสุดตัวรู้เชื่อแต่เนาะเป็นเราสุดท้ายไปเจอแล้วก็ continue ตัวหัวหน้าตัวเจอถ้าก็ย้อนได้ปูป้าเราไปสุดเลยสุดตัวจะไปจะหกเกตัวรู้เชื่อไปเจอย้อนตรงแต่เนาะช่วยอย่าร้องหมอไปย้อนเนาะที่สุดตัวอย่าตัวใจแต่ร้องหมอแต่เนาะช่วยใจแต่ยังบ้าแต่ร้องหมอแต่เนาะถ้าก็ฝั่งมงปูเราสุดเลยสุดตัวแต่ร้องหมอไปย้อนเนาะที่ไปสุดตัวตรงแต่เนาะไปมอฟีตก็แล้วแต่ไปตัวเจอเยซูเอเมนไปแต่มุชันตรงนั้นนะไปแต่มุชันตรงนั้นไปมื่อน้องมันจีของเราเราจะไปมาดักเอาหรอเนาะอีมีจีอีโมไปเจอไปมาดักเอาหรอปีของเรานะ